Hello, my name is Steve Gearhart, and this is the Unagi Observer. Today's topic is 90s Anime Part 2, Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS Team. The 8th MS Team was not based on a manga for a change. It was released as an OVA in August of 1996 and ran to July of 1999. It is 12 episodes long and was directed initially by Takeyuki Kanda and then later by Umanasuke Ida. You're probably wondering why it took 3 years for a 12-episode OVA to run. Well, there is a reason, and I will explain it later. The story takes place in the original Gundam universe of the One-Year War. It takes place at two different points during the war, a month after the war had started and towards its end. It largely takes place in Southeast Asia as the Federal forces are receiving reinforcements from Allied sides to get control back from the Zeon forces in that area. One half of the team meets while a new Gundam pilot, Shiro Amada, is being transferred from his home side to Earth. While en route, a future teammate who is also on the shuttle witnesses a mobile suit battle happening near them. In the ensuing battle, Shiro opts to fly a poorly armed craft to assist the lone Federal Gundam pilot and succeeds in rescuing him. Shiro's craft is disabled as a part of the fight, but so is the Zeon mobile suit. And to survive, both of the pilots work together. One of the pilots is Shiro's future love interest, Aina Sahalin, a member of Zeon royalty. Now, both are rescued at that point, Aina by Zeon forces and Shiro by the Gundam pilot he had just fought for. And it turns out that that pilot is also being transferred to Shiro's unit on Earth. Once on Earth, Shiro has to start proving himself to be worthy to the other half of the team that has already been fighting on Earth. Shiro's team consists of the pilot who is rescued and is also known for his bad luck, his chief engineer who is a tough woman who is also a pilot, the cadet that he met on the transfer shuttle, and a songwriter who operates the backup vehicle with the cadet. As the series progresses, we see the MS-8 team fight its way in Southeast Asia. They create allies and come across evidence of a new Zeon mobile suit that could change the course of the war to the Zeon's advantage. All the while, Shiro and Aina meet and start to fall in love. As the war ends, Shiro does a few things that lands him into trouble. I'm not going to get into it as I don't want to provide any spoilers. It's actually the subject of another MS-08 movie, but the end of the series has a fairly sour ending to a certain point. The animation of Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS Team, is pretty good and has held up over the years. The 90s saw an improvement in animation quality, and this particular OVA got a good dose of it. And it is mostly straight up animation and not CGI. For the Gundam fan, this is a fun series to watch, especially for those who like to play with model kits. It actually provides greater visual details of certain mecha, a different type of Gundam, and various support machines. And while not necessarily new machines are introduced a lot in the series, the details of what is shown is pretty impressive. Another interesting aspect of this series is that it shows life in a Federal Forces armed camp, and it is very military. There's also a certain attitude among Earthborn Federal Forces towards the Sideborn Federal troops. The troops from the sides are often ridiculed and mocked, and you also get to see how those from the sides actually suffer while on Earth, since Earth is not climate controlled like the sides are. The biggest problem with this series is that it really isn't that well written and does not have the impact of its predecessor, Mobile Suit Gundam 80, War in the Pocket. The MS-8 Team series does go for the war is hell aspect and tries to show this with Shiro's relationship with Aina and a number of his actions with Zeon troops, but it falls flat. The storyline doesn't make Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS Team, a bad anime, it just holds it back. Visually and in terms of action and continuing the original series, it's actually worth viewing. Now, as I said before, it took 3 years to release this OVA series in its entirety. The reason is a sad one. The first director, Takeyuki Kanda, was killed in a car crash. He had been rumored to have been drinking and driving. You can tell by the style of the storytelling when the new director was brought in. Alright, that's it for this week. My name is Steve Gearhart. This is the Unagi Observer, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.